I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, lease offer expires for Nausori Airport extension, but AFL may have other plans in the pipeline. Ratu Sailosi Ndawai remains the rightful Tui Nandi. And final preparations underway for Archbishop's ordination. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. 173 military and health personnel are preparing for United Nations observer mission in the buffer zone between Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Republic of Fiji Military Forces Land Force Commander Colonel Mosese Tikoitonga says discussions are ongoing with the UN. He adds a paper on the mission has been prepared for Cabinet's consideration. Tikoitonga says 162 military personnel and 11 health officials have been in training and their departure will depend on the Cabinet decision. Yesterday, Austria announced it was pulling out of the 1,000-member UN Disengagement Observer Force due to escalating trouble between the Syrian government and rebel troops. The observer force has helped maintain the peace along the Syrian-Israeli ceasefire line in the Golan Heights since 1974. A complete revamp of the Nausori Airport may be in the pipeline. This comes to light after the Ithauke Land Trust Board revealed a lack of response from Airports Fiji Limited on an offer to lease Ithauke land expansion. Eleanor Tarangaivu has more.
In March this year, the Ithauke Land Trust Board issued an offer letter for the planned expansion of the Nausori Airport.
In the offer, we have specified the payments that have to be made and the terms and conditions that we propose for the leasing of the additional land that they want.
The letter gave concerned parties 8 weeks to respond.
Unfortunately, both the Director of Lands and the Airport Fiji Limited have not responded to the offer as yet. In fact, the offer has lapsed, and we have notified both the Director of Lands and also the AFL.
This has now been communicated to the TLTB Chairman and Prime Minister Oporenge Bainimarama. However, there may be a bigger picture to all this. AFL Chairman Faiz Khan has indicated that their plans for Nausori Airport may change. He says certain changes in the plan for the development of the Nausori Airport will affect land that is to be acquired. And AFL is of the view that rather than improving on the existing airport facility, AFL might be looking at building a new facility, and that has a bearing on the land that is to be acquired. Khan further adds, this hasn't been communicated to the TLTB yet, as there are discussions to be held to the possible changes in their plans. Revised plans for Nausori Airport, which has long been eyed as an international gateway, will be announced in due course. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Ratu Sailosi Ndawai remains as the rightful holder of the Tui Nandi title. Two factions have been fighting for the title for close to 2 decades now, but the Ithauke Lands Appeals Tribunal has today stood by its decision. Christopher Chand with this story.
This is the handshake that the Vanua of Nandi hopes will unite its people. Since 1994, there has been a split, 2 claimants to the Tui Nandi title. Today, the Appeals Tribunal has made a decision on a problem that has plagued this part of the country for too long.
They have decided that the Ithauke Lands Appeals Tribunal decided that Ratu Sailosi Ndawai to be the Tui Nandi cities. In other words, we are endorsing the decision of the Ithauke Lands and Fisheries Commission.
In November 2011, the Ithauke Lands and Fisheries Commission ruled in favor of Ratu Sailosi. This decision was challenged by Ratu Kaliovan Ndawai, who applied for a judicial review and later appealed to the commission.
Told them, the decision. Unfortunately, it didn't get anything new for us to upset the ruling of the. and also the ruling of the High Court.
After the judgment at Narewa village, congratulations were in order.
We have done our best to try and solve this long-standing problem for Nandi people.
It is one of the special day for the Vanua of Nandi, since this title dispute has been here for more than 18 years. So the judgment lead for the Vanua regarding the title of the Twin Nandi today, we are really happy.
Following this latest decision of the Commission, it's hoped there will be no further disputes. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
2 political parties have submitted their financial records to the Register of Political Parties. Social Democratic Liberal Party Executive Tupeni Mbamba confirmed that they have made their declaration. National Federation Party official Raman Pratap Singh also confirmed the same. Party officials and candidates had to disclose their personal incomes, assets, business connections, directorship, gifts and expenditures by midday today. Penalties for failing to meet the requirements could result in imprisonment up to 5 years or fines up to $10,000. The Fiji Labour Party could not be reached for a comment, and the Registrar of Political Parties Mohammed Saneem said he would not comment on the matter. Fiji is already working on luring tourists from other parts of the world beside traditional markets like Australia. Finance Ministry Permanent Secretary Filimone Wangambada's comment comes in light of indications that slow economic growth in Australia could affect tourism here. Ritika Pratap reports.
Australians make up 51% of Fiji's visitor arrivals each year. Any change to its economy will be felt in Fiji.
It's a tapering back, and so that's one where I see some risks around for Fiji that could present growth risks that basically Australians won't growth in their tourists won't be as fast, and those that are coming probably won't quite have as much money as they did in the past.
We may see a slight dip in our tourist numbers, but as I mentioned, given the promotional work that the tourism industry has been doing, we hope that fall will be replaced by tourists from other destinations.
Wangambada says we are already on the right track, tapping into new markets.
Going out into Asia, they're going out to America and other regions to try and promote Fiji as a tourism destination so that we can spread our risks in this area.
China is only one of these new markets. The number of Chinese visitors is already increasing year on year.
Given the air links that we have with China through Hong Kong and the relationship that we have with China right now, I'm sure over time we will be able to get a good number of tourists coming out.
With the forecast drop in the Australian market, experts here are confident that we are well positioned to encounter this negative impact on the tourism industry. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Coming up, refurbished Terry Walk in Suva open to the public.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today's hit music. What's up?
Nisambula binaka oya wane kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bokarumbu kai na Radio Fiji 1 ndomai biti bongani bianyano nama katalengana benga ona sasi biani na tinna kaloko na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarowai mai na mbuza ni walu ninge namaka.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Final preparations are underway at the Vodafone Arena at Laudala Bay in Suva ahead of tomorrow's ordination of Archbishop-elect Father Peter Loy. As Mika Longa reports, the Archdiocese of Suva expects more than 10,000 people to attend.
Through the same Christ our Lord.
Catholics praying for everything to proceed according to plan tomorrow.
Basically, just cleaning up and decorating the stage as usual.
These church members come from parishes around Suva to make sure everything's in order.
I'm overwhelmed and excited to be part of this big celebration that's happening tomorrow. And also it's awesome, and it's great to have other people from the other parishes taking part.
Furniture for the special mass has also arrived.
The altar here have just been brought in by the Montfort brothers, and the candle stands and all these other seats and the lectern where the readers will actually read from, all specially made for the occasion. And this as well, this is the cathedral, the seat where the consecrating bishop will conduct the ordination from.
Tomorrow's ordination is expected to be a spectacular cultural event as well.
These mats are specially woven by the women of Tailevu. Now these mats, they will be laid in front from the opening door right to the sanctuary, the altar.
A full traditional Fijian ceremony will be accorded to Archbishop-elect Father Peter Lloyd Chong after the ordination, led by the paramount chief of the Mburu Confederacy, Rote Mumukepa. Senior officials of government, dignitaries, people from all walks of life and faith will converge here tomorrow morning to witness one of the Catholic Church's historical occasion that comes at one's only lifetime. Nikolonga, FBC News.
People visiting Suva now have a new place to rest and relax from the hustle and bustle of the city. Terry Walk's been a quick stopover for many years, and with a much-needed facelift, it's sure to attract more visitors. Shireen Lata reports.
This once used to be the municipal market. Today, it's a common resting spot for those travelling into the city. And the refurbishment of Terry Walk has seen much interest.
The Suva City Council started the rehabilitation work for Terry Walk in 2011 with a sum of $131,970. This was followed by the refurbishment of the public convenience in 2012, a year later, at the cost of $196,322.
It also provides a location where people with disabilities can be part of the city life without taking on the stress of the hustle and bustle. There's still more planned for the capital.
The Suva Point picnic grounds at the King Elizabeth Drive behind the police post, which will be hopefully completed by the end of this month, weather permitting. The Sea Breeze Walkway will continue. There will be more bures, tables and seats, lights, beautiful gardens, a lake with fountain, a podium for entertainment.
With money being poured into the look, feel and appeal of Suva, city fathers are now calling on people to avoid vandalism. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The Fiji Road Authority and the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development will work together on road and jetty maintenance. The two government entities have signed a Memorandum of Understanding, which will see improvements to rural roads and infrastructure, mainly in the maritime areas. The authority will allocate money to the ministry to carry out the work.
FRA will work with the ministry to identify what plant and equipment is needed on each of the islands, and the ministry will, for their part, they will undertake the routine day-to-day work that keeps the roads open, keeps the grass mown and the drains clear.
Cook says the FRA will be involved in heavy machinery work if needed. 5 men appeared in the Suva High Court today charged with a robbery in Wainandoi outside Navua 2 weeks ago. Mahen Lal, Peter Costa, Chekesoni Vuli, Senichia Limboila and Chonetani Tawake are charged with aggravated robbery. It is alleged the five broke into the home of a Wainandoi businessman using pinch bars, then tied up the family and stole a firearm. The case has been sent back to the Magistrates Court on the 21st of this month. 2 men were remanded in custody by the Suva High Court today for allegedly cultivating marijuana in Kandavu. Nemani Ratuyawa and Paula Nawanrandrab appeared before Justice Salesi Temo and were remanded in custody after the state prosecutors asked for more time to file information and disclosures. The two were arrested on Kandavu when police raided a suspected marijuana farm. The case will be called again on 21st June. A plea is yet to be taken. That time again, Jamie is here with sports and more controversy in football. Tell us more.
Thanks, Jackie. Yes, the Lambasa and Fiji FA saga over player transfer continues. We find out what's happening with that after the break, and we take a look at how our World Cup Sevens team is doing. Stay with us.
Isambolo binaka. Nadhango wajisoni ndalai. Nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi. Maina tolu kina bitu. Ena moni tingina por rombuka. Ena Mbula FM. Na bandu ena serre.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBC 2 पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Welcome back. You with FBC Sports. Starting tonight, the Digicel Fiji Sevens Rugby World Cup squad will take 2 days off from the hectic training schedule. According to head coach Ali Bareti Ndere, it will be a well-deserved rest for everyone after enduring a full mental blowout at the Nambua camp this week. Elena McDonald visited the campsite today.
Train to lead is exactly what's being drilled in these players' minds with 3 weeks remaining for the World Cup in Moscow.
From last night, and they are pushing to their comfort zone, so they are coming out of it. So they have been pushed.
And to achieve that objective, building mental strength with problem-solving challenges has been the main focus throughout this week. Off-the-field pressure has hovered over Ndere since selections last week, and it's forcing him to ensure he picks the strongest captain from the bunch.
The cow, Nangusa and Botia.
Okay, all local.
All local players and some of the local overseas-based players that participate well, and they have been considered in this captain's role.
With training getting tougher, a few niggling injuries are bound to creep up.
Chochi Rangamate and Elaitinai with Timothy Matanawo.
What sort of injuries are they dealing with?
So that's the knee scratches of the knee.
It'll be all on-field training next week and a good chance to test what's expected to be better decision-making from each player. Team bonding sessions has been the order of the week for the National 7 squad here at the Force Training Group in Nasinu. And by the looks of things, we're going to have that strong outfit we've been hoping for in Moscow. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Yesterday, Fiji football ruled out 5 players from the Bambasing Alliance team for the Fiji Fact. Today, a Lambasa FA official released a statement condemning the actions. This did not sit well with the parent body, who have had to answer to the statement they have since labelled unofficial. Indra Singh has more.
The message is clear. This letter is not official. Well, so are the claims from the Fiji Football Association, who say the person responsible for the release of this letter has broken rules.
Definitely, I've looked into it, and it is total garbage. I think this guy doesn't know football at all. And as far as Lambasa football is concerned, Lambasa football president called me personally and told me that they have not made the statement, and it is his individual that is making the statement. And as such, he is not in official capacity as a secretary, treasurer, or president of Lambasa football.
Patel says they have made the decision under rules and regulations of FIFA. Despite this being disputed by Lambasa FA, Patel says they know not allowing players without proper clearances are correct.
Very clear there that the statute says the transfer ITC has to be obtained for the players to be registered. And if he hasn't done that, it's their own fault. The administration of Lambasa football is at fault, and especially this boy Nilesh. When they released the players, they should have told them that before the next transfer window, the players should cease playing and the ITC should be given to us, which didn't happen.
And what are the repercussions for this?
He is trying to make sure that whatever he decides is going to win, and he writes all kind of garbage in his attack personally. That Fiji FA Board of Control, when they meet, will take action on him.
With the Fiji Factor a week away, Fiji FA says the focus now should be on the tournament. What transpires within the next few days will certainly be interesting. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And Lambasa football feels they have been dealt a bad hand by Fiji FA boss Rajesh Patel. Assistant Secretary Nilesh Lal says the decision not to allow transfers for the 5 overseas-based players was not done in a proper manner.
It is a very outrageous and it is a very unacceptable situation in that the rules say something else and Fiji FA has made a decision that does not have any legal basis.
Lal says they will take up the issue with FIFA.
All the evidence, we have got all correspondences with Fiji football, and we also have got some other evidence which actually substantiate foul play.
A 21-kilometer race will be held in Nandi next weekend as part of an ambitious project to revive long-distance running in the country. The Jet Runners Club believe this scheduled run is the first step to get Fiji back to competitive long-distance running. Shelvin Chand has more.
The Jet Runners Club have been picking momentum as they continue to organize more races. After a successful 10-kilometer run last month, the focus has now been shifted to longer races.
I'm organizing this half marathon to create more opportunities for youths who can come and participate in such run, and later we can find some talent people who can represent Fiji in international stages.
Athletics Fiji has considered that the country has failed to do well in long-distance events. A challenge has been taken up by the Jet Runners Club to change that.
Just because of the competition and lack of development, we don't have any distance runners. So I'm bringing that back. I had a meeting with Athletics Fiji yesterday and I promised the nation that by 2015 we should have good runners.
After their 10-kilometer race last month, Fiji will be fielding athletes at an Oceania event.
Simply means they have got a great future and they will represent Fiji in Oceania 10-kilometer cross-country road championship in Gold Coast. And it will be a great experience for them because they represented Fiji last year in Oceania cross-country. So I'm targeting these boys would be doing a good times in future, and I'm expecting them to be in a good future in athletics.
The 21-kilometer or the half marathon will be run next weekend in Vatualevu, Nandi. Shelvin Chand, FBC Sports.
And that's your Friday night sports. I'll be back again on Monday. Until then, have a safe weekend. Good evening.
The fourth-generation Toyota RAV4 was launched last night in Suva. It's the latest addition to Asco Motors' existing range of vehicles. The four-wheel drive comes with advanced technology designed to deliver great performance, plenty of pulling power, excellent agility, a comfortable ride and good fuel economy. Permanent Secretary for Finance Ministry Philimone Wangambada says this will set the benchmark for other players in the industry.
Asco's decision to expand its product range and introduce the new RAV4 brand demonstrates that the company is willing to take advantage of our policies and work with government in rejuvenating investments in this country.
The RAV4 is expected to retail at about $90,000. Weather time now. So Jen, any good news for the weekend?
Oh, we'll get to that in a second, Jackie. But first things first. A quick run through the weather today. The capital saw rain the entire day with fine conditions and brief periods of cloudiness in the other major centres. 30 degrees was the order of the day for the Western Division. Lambasa had the highest on 32. Tomorrow sees a mixed bag with showers in Suva, fine weather in the west and cloudy weather in Savu-Savu. And it's another sunrise that gets this evening's photo of the day. Wow, sunsets and sunrises seem to be extremely popular with our viewers. A big vinaka to Ravinesh Sharan. Thanks for thinking of Citizens' Eyes at fbc.com.fj when you took this pic. That's it from me for the week. Have a wonderful, fun-filled weekend and stay safe.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Recapping tonight's top stories, a military contingent is in training for possible deployment to Golan Heights on the border of Syria and Israel. Plans to extend the Nausori airport may be up for a major revamp and Rathasai Losin the White to remain as the rightful Tuinandi. Time for the FBC opinion poll question, and we ask, can Fiji win the Pacific Nations Cup? To answer, as always, visit our FBC website. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. I'll be back on Monday evening. Until then, have a safe weekend. Good night.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे फ्रॉम 3 to 7 PM।